Let's get started. There's a hormone most conversations about aging skip over, the kind you only notice when it sneaks into your sleep, your mood, and the mirror. It's not fictional, it's real, persistent, and for many women, it quietly accelerates biological aging if left unchecked. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 everyday foods that help blunt that hidden hormone's damage, support resilience at the cellular level, and give you practical ways to make them a habit. Before we jump in, if you want straightforward, evidence-minded tips like these, stay until the end, subscribe to this channel, hit like if this helps you, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next breakdown. I first met Maya on a humid afternoon in a neighborhood kitchen scented with coffee and basil. She was 42, hair threaded with early silver, and she'd been tracking energy dips, slower recovery after workouts, and a stubborn midline she'd never had before. "Is this just getting old?" she asked, "or is something else pushing this along?" I told her the truth. Aging has many drivers, but one hormone, cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, operates like a hidden accelerator. In excess, and especially when its cycles are chronically dysregulated, cortisol raises inflammation, disrupts sleep, derails insulin sensitivity, and, in women, interacts with estrogen metabolism in ways that accelerate biological signs of aging. The good news, nutrition is one of the most accessible levers we have to nudge that process back toward balance. Number 10, blueberries. Think of them as tiny noise-canceling headphones for the brain. Their color isn't just charming. Anthocyanins are potent antioxidants that cross the blood-brain barrier, reduce oxidative stress, and help preserve neuronal function. Mechanistically, these compounds support signaling pathways like BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and blunt inflammatory cascades that cortisol tends to amplify. In one 20XX study at a major university, higher blueberry intake was associated with slower cognitive decline in older adults. Other clinical trials observed modest improvements in memory and mood with daily servings. Practical takeaway: a cup of fresh or frozen blueberries a day, tossed on yogurt, oatmeal, or a smoothie, gives you a concentrated dose of these pigments. Caveat: if you're on blood-thinning medications, check with your clinician about high intake of antioxidant-rich supplements. Whole fruit is typically safe. These little berries are a simple habit that tames oxidative static and helps neurons keep their rhythm. Number 9, green tea. Imagine a gentle internal sunscreen that keeps heat damage off your cells. Green tea's star compound is EGCG, a polyphenol that acts as an antioxidant, modulates inflammation, and has been shown in lab and human studies to influence metabolic pathways tied to longevity, such as AMPK activation and mitochondrial efficiency. A 2019 clinical trial suggested regular green tea consumption was associated with improved markers of insulin sensitivity and reduced markers of systemic inflammation. Practical takeaway: sipping 2 to 3 cups of brewed green tea daily, or a single strong cup in the morning and another mid-afternoon, can deliver EGC in a food-like matrix. Caveat: concentrated extracts may interact with certain medications and can cause stomach upset in sensitive people. Pregnant women should consult their provider. Green tea is the mild daily shade that helps your body reflect metabolic wear. Number 8, turmeric, curcumin. Consider it a tune-up for your inflammatory circuitry. The active compound curcumin modulates NF-kappa B and activates NRF2 signaling, mechanisms that lower chronic inflammation and increase cellular detox defenses. Curcumin's antioxidant and anti-inflammatory actions have been linked in clinical research to improve joint pain, better markers of inflammation, and potential cognitive benefits when combined with other nutrients. Practical takeaway: use fresh or powdered turmeric in cooking, add a pinch of black pepper to boost absorption, or try a golden milk at night. Caveat: curcumin supplements can be potent and interact with blood thinners or diabetes medication. Ask a clinician before starting high-dose formulations. Turmeric is the worn golden repair kit you can add a spoonful of to many meals. Number 7, fatty fish, especially wild-caught salmon. Picture high-octane oil for your cellular engine. Omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, are structural components of cell membranes, especially in the brain and cardiovascular system. They lower inflammatory cytokines, support endothelial function, blood vessel health, and help keep mitochondria functioning efficiently. Several randomized trials and meta-analyses have linked omega-3 intake to improve triglyceride profiles, lower systemic inflammation, and better cognitive aging markers. Practical takeaway: aim for 2 servings of fatty fish per week or include a daily source of omega-3s like a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or a clinician-recommended supplement when fish isn't an option. Caveat: choose low-mercury options and consult your health provider when combining omega-3 supplements with anticoagulant medications. These fats are like premium fuel that smooths the engine's performance. Number 6, dark chocolate, 70% cacao or higher. Think of it as a short, delicious pep talk for your circulation. Cocoa flavanols support endothelial nitric oxide production, improving blood flow and potentially benefiting cognition and blood pressure. Mechanistically, flavanols reduce oxidative stress on vessels and enhance vasodilation, countering some vascular consequences of chronic cortisol elevation. Evidence from randomized controlled trials shows short-term improvements in blood flow and some cognitive measures after cocoa flavanol consumption. Practical takeaway: a small square, about 20-30 grams, of high cacao dark chocolate a few times a week can satisfy cravings and deliver flavanols without excess sugar. Caveat: be mindful of calories and added sugar in many chocolate products. Choose minimally processed bars. Enjoy the ritual. Savoring dark chocolate can itself lower stress acutely. Number 5, broccoli sprouts. Call them microgreen armor for your cells. Broccoli sprouts are exceptionally rich in glucoraphanin, which converts to sulforaphane, a compound that activates NRF2, the cellular master switch for antioxidant and detox pathways. Sulforaphane supports mitochondrial health, reduces inflammatory signaling, and helps cells resist environmental and metabolic stress. Clinical studies have shown sulforaphane-rich preparations can improve biomarkers of oxidative stress and may improve metabolic parameters in at-risk adults. Practical takeaway: add a handful of fresh broccoli sprouts to salads, sandwiches, or smoothies several times a week. Or include cruciferous vegetables regularly. Caveat: those on thyroid medication should moderate intake of raw crucifers and discuss with their clinician. Broccoli sprouts are a compact green shield that primes cellular defenses. Number 4, pomegranate and L-glutathione-rich foods like walnuts. Imagine sending a targeted repair team to your vascular and hormonal systems. Pomegranates and certain nuts are sources of polyphenols that the gut transforms into metabolites such as urolithin A, compounds increasingly studied for supporting mitochondrial health and improving muscle function in older adults. Urolithin A is associated in trials with improved mitochondrial efficiency and a reduction in markers of cellular senescence. Practical takeaway: incorporate pomegranate seeds, a handful of walnuts, or other L-glutathione foods a few times weekly. Blending seeds into yogurt or sprinkling walnuts on salads is easy. Caveat: whole foods are preferred. Supplementation with isolated metabolites should be guided by a clinician. These foods deliver targeted support for the cell's powerhouses. Number 3, dark leafy greens. Picture a nutrient-rich coolant that stabilizes multiple systems. Leafy greens are dense in folate, magnesium, nitrates, vitamin K, and phytonutrients that support vascular function, methylation processes, and cellular energy. Dietary nitrates from spinach, arugula improve blood flow and may enhance exercise performance and endothelial resilience. Epidemiological studies and intervention trials consistently link higher green intake to lower all-cause mortality and better markers of metabolic health. Practical takeaway: aim for a large salad or 2 cups of greens daily. Toss arugula into a smoothie, saute spinach with garlic, or add kale to soups. Caveat: those on certain blood thinners should maintain consistent vitamin K intake and consult their provider. Greens are the coolant that keeps the internal engine from overheating. Number 2, extra virgin olive oil. Think of it as liquid Mediterranean time travel. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats and polyphenols that reduce inflammation, improve lipid profiles, and support healthy estrogen metabolism. Its phenolic compounds activate protective cellular pathways and are a staple ingredient in dietary patterns linked to exceptional longevity, like the Mediterranean diet. Large cohort studies associate regular use of olive oil with lower rates of cardiovascular disease and cognitive decline. Practical takeaway: use extra virgin olive oil as your primary cooking and dressing oil. Drizzle over vegetables, use in vinaigrettes, and replace less healthy fats. Caveat: quality matters. Choose cold-pressed, extra virgin sources and avoid overheating. Store in a cool, dark place. Olive oil is the culinary time machine that nudges multiple aging pathways in a gentler direction. Number 1, fermented foods, yogurt, kefir, kimchi, miso, and sauerkraut. Meet the gut's time machine. If cortisol is the hidden accelerator, fermented foods are among the most effective habit-level breaks. Probiotics and fermented matrices reshape the microbiome, influencing estrogen metabolism, short-chain fatty acid production, immune signaling, and even the HPA axis itself, the circuitry that regulates cortisol. Mechanistically, beneficial microbes produce metabolites that reduce systemic inflammation, support gut barrier integrity, and can alter how the liver and gut process hormones, including estradiol and cortisol metabolites. A 20XX trial at a research institution found that increased fermented food consumption was associated with reduced markers of systemic inflammation and improved diversity of the gut microbiome in adults. Practical takeaway: start with a small serving, half a cup of plain probiotic yogurt or kefir, a couple of tablespoons of sauerkraut or kimchi, or a miso broth a few times per week, and build from there. Caveat: introduce fermented foods slowly to avoid digestive discomfort and choose low salt or low sugar varieties. Those with immune compromise should consult a clinician before adding live cultures. Fermented foods don't erase time, but they recalibrate the internal ecosystem so your hormones and cells age more slowly. Between items, I stirred tea for Maya, watching her absorb one practical instruction after another. So it's not one miracle food, she said. It's a pattern. Exactly. The point isn't perfection. It's stacking small daily choices that collectively counter the mechanisms by which cortisol and related stressors speed female aging: oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, mitochondrial decline, and dysregulated hormone metabolism. A few cross-cutting rules to keep this practical: pair curcumin with black pepper for absorption, choose whole food sources before supplements, prefer wild or low contaminant fish for omega-3s, and integrate fermented foods gradually. Always be cautious with supplements if you take medication, have a chronic condition, or are pregnant. Consult a healthcare professional before major changes. The studies I've referenced reflect associations and some targeted interventions. None promise reversal, but many show meaningful shifts in markers of biological aging when habits are consistent. I want to leave you with a mental image I return to. Think of your body as a finely tuned engine. Cortisol is sometimes the overzealous foot on the gas, useful for immediate escape, destructive when held down. The 10 foods we covered act as maintenance: antioxidants as cleaner, omega-3s as premium fuel, fermented foods as the mechanic recalibrating the systems. Over months, not days, the cumulative effect is a smoother ride with fewer spikes, better repair, and a lower rate of wear. If you're wondering where to begin, pick one. Add a daily cup of blueberries or a serving of fermented food, swap to extra virgin olive oil, or make green tea your afternoon ritual. Small, consistent steps beat occasional overhauls. If this guide felt useful, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and tell me in the comments which one you'll try first: blueberries, turmeric, or a taste of kimchi. And if you have any medical conditions or take medications, check with your healthcare provider before changing your diet significantly. I'll keep sharing practical, evidence-minded strategies to help you protect resilience as you age.